Hello, happy Monday. I hope you all are doing great and your beginning of the week is off to a good start so far. Welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Questions in Quarantine. We're so excited to have you here. I was told to let you know about the feature that you can ask questions, so please feel free to do that. I guess you have to slide on it. We're figuring out this whole live thing as we go. But I'm very, very excited to have a very, very special guest today. She is incidentally one of my favorite Yazdanyars, who I'm trying to get on, but I'm still some real estate with us. Realtor Katie Yazdanyar. I know a lot of us have had questions in terms of how this pandemic is going to impact the housing market here in the US. Hello, Katie. Oh,
Hello.
it looks like you have my favorite Yazdanyar here. Come say hi.
Come say hi.
Come say hi. Hi,
I made him get a suit.
This is my amazing nephew. Hi, baby.
Hi.
Did you say hi to everybody? What are we going to talk about today? Real estate. بگو real estate.
Real estate?
به همه سلام بکن. بیجی خیلی اینجا فارسی صحبت میکنن. سلام بکن قشنگ به همه.
سلام.
بگو خوش اومدی. سلام. به مامی هم یاد بده که بگه. سلام. سلام کیتی.
سلام خوبی.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. I'm going to say goodbye to my little friend.
I love you, babe. I miss you, baby.
Bye.
Bye, Ishqa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I made him get a suit.
Amna's going to give him some nice present or something. I got to bribe him. That was pretty great.
I think I told him he was getting another PlayStation game. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, Yazdanyar Law is happy to go in on that. Okay, so I know, Katie, you are a realtor. You have helped so many people find homes, and I know that this whole pandemic has kind of thrown a wrench in all of that. But we're here today to talk a little bit about the housing market, what to expect, with COVID, what's happening. I know you and I were looking for homes before this had begun, and we kind of had, I was putting feelers out. I definitely wanted to purchase a home, and then everything happened, and we've kind of put the process on hold. But I just wanted to get your insights in terms of what you've seen in the last month, the trends, where you anticipate it going, how you think it's going to come out after, and well, I know I've thrown a lot at you, so we can start there.
I'm ready.
I know you are.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me, and everyone watching. I hope you and your families are well. Yes, real estate. So I'll kind of go back to when we were kind of initially talking about things towards the beginning of the year. And overall, the real estate industry in California, we were expecting another very solid year. Because of the strong economy, low unemployment, interest rates are low, and here in California, we just have tight inventory all the time. So in March, when COVID hit, things definitely changed. It caused uncertainty with buyers and sellers and, everybody. So basically in March, home sales were down 11% from February and 6% down from March 2019. So we definitely saw a change. And in April and May, and probably into June, we can anticipate that, that's going to continue happening. So settlers who had their homes listed took them off the market or put them on hold, and buyers are kind of in a similar holding pattern because they have their own financial uncertainties with, job loss and stuff like that. And then the majority of buyers, anticipate prices dropping a bit once we recover from this. So that's kind of the current state of the market. The real estate industry and Compass, the brokerage that I'm with, has done an amazing job turning to virtual showings, open houses. Realtors are doing neighborhood walks. So people are doing the best they can under these circumstances, and deals are still happening. They have just gone down a bit. So that's the current state of the market. The good news is recovery is coming. This is just a season, and through recovery, there are going to be opportunities for people. I think California will come back strong for a few reasons. One is we've all worked hard to, move quickly to flatten the curve, and the sooner that, we get the shelter in place moving, off, then we can kind of get back to showing houses and people can get back out there. I also think that rates are historically low. They may drop even more due to things. So people have to consider that like 3% interest rates are unbelievable considering
Right.
the past 30 years, the average was like 7%. Like, so it's really phenomenal. And then I wonder if people are going to be hesitant to put their money into the stock market with the volatility, and maybe they would prefer to invest in real estate. So without a doubt, we're going to come back strong. You know,
I
it
do
will
want to
take
say a
time.
quick note to our Farsi speaking viewers. So برای اونایی که انگلیسی زبان نیستن یا شاید انگلیسیشون خیلی قوی نیست، ما داریم سعی میکنیم همزمان که صحبت میکنیم برای شما یه زیرنویس بنویسیم، بذارین بدونین داریم حدوداً راجع به چی صحبت میکنیم. Right کاتی جون؟
That's right, honey.
So if you want to, اگر میخواین سکرول بکنین یه خلاصه صحبتامون رو داریم از این صحبت که میکنیم براتون میذاریم که یه ایده‌ای داشته باشین که داریم راجع به چی صحبت میکنیم. ببینین من همزمان دارم با شما حرف میزنم، هم اون زیرش داره زیرنویسی میاد. I was just letting you know we're
I
trying to
agree
give
with
them
everything.
everything, right? I mean,
Everything you just said.
come on,
I
can you
totally
give us
agree.
some Farsi words that your son has taught you at least?
Okay. Ob.
Ab.
Quiche was a big one for the potty training years.
My favorite was when your sister's son and daughter were young, and your mom basically was like, "What do you want?" And Tony, "What do you want? Patu ob jeez."
Oh yeah. Yeah, the funny thing is I'm constantly, you know, like I'll try to say words and I'm constantly by your nephew being critiqued. He even went on to tell me that I pronounced his name wrong.
Oh no.
So yeah, that was the latest. I call him John, and I guess I've been saying it wrong for 7.5 years, so.
Well, if it makes you feel better, he does the same thing to my mom. He's like, "No, it's not Dallas, it's Dallas."
Oh yeah.
Oh, look, Tony's on. Tony, we miss you, and we appreciate your Farsi skills. Patu,
Yes.
you know, all.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in, Tony Wilson.
Yeah. Okay, and so, well, actually, I just saw one of my other favorite Yazdanyars is also on, my sister Melody, who we're going to have to bring on to talk about digital ads very soon. Okay, so back to the, I see I get distracted easily, obviously. But so I know that we were, like I said, we were looking at homes before all of this happened. And obviously, for me, it makes sense to take a step back and pause. But for people that were kind of in the market or were thinking of going into the market, what are some recommendations that you can give them to kind of not completely withdraw? Like, what I know you send me every day updates. I know I had some favorite homes. I kind of want to keep an eye out to see if something is happening. So what recommendations do you have?
Okay, so for buyers and everybody, the lights are going to go back on at what percentage we don't know, but things will get moving again. So I strongly suggest first thing a buyer does is connect with their lender. Restrictions or, you know, the lending requirements have changed a little bit due to the unemployment. So you're going to need to get a new pre-approval letter. So you have to resubmit all the documentation and all that fun stuff. I am doing a number of like Zoom virtual kind of buyer consultations. So just to give people an overview of the process, as people are only buying homes on average every 7 years and it's changing all the time, you know, the process and stuff like that. So
you are staying connected with your clients. It's not like this has happened and you've just completely checked out and we're just kind of waiting. Like you are still monitoring.
I mean, I am a homeschool teacher now.
Yes, you are.
You know, but I do still, I still keep in close contact with my clients. And so I think it's going to be super interesting. I suggest buyers and their realtors keep a very close eye on like the micro markets of whatever the client is interested in. See what's happening in the different neighborhoods. And for example, a number of clients.
Kiki, sorry to interrupt you, but we are being told if we could speak a little slower, which I have a problem because I fast speak too, but maybe some people that are trying to get the English too. So we're going to slow it down a little bit, but thank you for the suggestion. You're going to have to keep reminding me because I'm a very fast talker, but I will try to keep it in mind.
I'm going to slow down.
Okay.
But for example, sellers' positions, you know, lives have changed, their circumstances. So perhaps if there was a property a buyer was interested in and then COVID hit and everything kind of went on hold, if the property is still, you know, on the market, the potential, like the motivation of the seller could have changed, and the buyer could potentially get the property for less than maybe they would have prior to this, you know. So
You know, the
yeah,
few houses we've been monitoring have dropped. I mean, a lot of them have dropped in that, and it's been interesting to see. But so this is something I personally experienced, and I'm not sure if you can maybe speak to that a little bit about how other of your clients that you've been working with, if they've had similar experiences. But obviously, when I was looking to buy a home, I had a certain idea of what I wanted, what matters to me. You know, I love natural sunlight, space, and whatnot. But
a room for your two favorite friends.
yeah, exactly. Perfect, exactly. But it's funny because I was also thinking of like, oh, you know, I really do see myself when I can work from home. We have multiple offices throughout Southern California, but me personally, sometimes if I don't, because I'm always traveling, when I don't have to go into the office, I'd rather stay at home and work from home. So having a home office or a space that would be a nice space to work at was important for me. But to be honest, after everything that's happened, this whole pandemic and the having to stay at home and shelter in place, I feel like what I was looking for, the value of a home or my priority list has kind of changed. It's actually funny because I was looking more toward Los Angeles. But now with everything, I'm kind of, you know, my hometown is your hometown, Westlake Village is where we grew up. And I was kind of thinking, well, you know, you just get so much more space for that. You get so much more, you know, and maybe I want to do that. So can you talk a little bit about the importance of being home, your home space, and how this whole pandemic has really highlighted that? It's not as simple as, oh, I'm going to go to work. I travel all the time. I'm barely home anyway. You know, it's important. Your space is very important.
Yes. So I'm so glad that you're touching on this topic, because I think, you know, from like the outside perspective, when we talk about real estate, it's such like an analytical business. So we're constantly talking the numbers, comps, interest rate, monthly payment, sales price, days on market. So it's very much business minded. But then there is the whole personal aspect of your home, which I think the whole country has totally, you know, a full new appreciation for their spaces, and like you're saying, kind of reprioritizing what they want. So it's funny that we're talking about this, because we had our sales meeting this morning, and our CEO of Compass, Robert Refkin, came on to join us, which was really exciting. But the funniest thing, so traffic on Compass, like the changes of what people are looking at, people want pools. That was really big. People are wanting more square footage, outdoor space, more single family home searches as opposed to, you know, condos and townhomes.
That was
And
exactly the pool that I was in. I was totally happy with a condo in LA, and now this has just really made me rethink it. I said, no, I think maybe I want a home. You know, I think that would be better. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
totally,
absolutely,
no, it was just so funny, because this was exactly what he was talking about. And then to your point, going from more like denser areas to, you know, the suburbs like Westlake Village and stuff like that. So that's like definitely what people have been checking out, which is so true. Like yesterday, you know, I just bought my townhome, and you know, whoever thought a pandemic was coming, right?
Right,
So
exactly.
there are 3 pools in my community, and they're all closed. I'm home with a 7-year-old, and like fortunately my sister was kind enough to allow us to come use her pool. But just things like that we've never really had to grasp before, that now. And then I know personally for myself, I'm always pretty into the house, but never have I been a DIYer the way that I have been.
I know. Every time every time I speak with you, I feel like there's something new that you can show me in the home.
There's like, yeah, I
And
painted
your
my
house has a lot of
backyard.
traffic from all of the other Yazdanyars because you have a Peloton machine. So
I mean, honestly, during this time, I try to do my real estate. I'm a homeschooler. I have a Peloton studio,
Yes,
and
you do.
I did a haircut that got pretty butchered, but
Well,
we're doing our best.
it's lucky he has such a cute face, so it really doesn't matter the hair that goes there, so it's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, so home has taken on a whole new meaning, and our CEO today said, how interesting it's going to be the next year and a half, because during the shelter in place, people have been home and had the chance to just totally reevaluate. Maybe they thought they were in their, as I call it, their 30-year home, and then they kind of realized that they want a different area with like potentially my parents, as the neighbors do, socially distanced happy hours, and I know that kind of brightens everybody's day during kind of a trying time to gather socially distant.
And also being like proximity to family. I know some people want to be closer, some people not, but it's also, for me, this whole experience of the pandemic has really put things in perspective, and really the importance of your home, because that's where you feel safe. That's where you basically, especially now that you have to do everything from here, you know what I mean? And so I think it just highlights that. But what was interesting to me is when I spoke to other people that I know were also looking for homes, they kind of checked out of the process, which I was like, I don't you, obviously you're my sister-in-law, so it's different, but still you check in as my realtor with me all the time. You send me information all the time. You keep me connected, like you call me to specifically talk about that. Or if you see something, it's like, oh, this has been interesting. That's been interesting. So can you tell us like a little bit about the importance of keeping connected to your clients, or if someone doesn't have a realtor, like the importance that this isn't a lost opportunity, that this is an opportunity to, if you're ready to buy, maybe you're going to find something great that you're going to be able to take it, like a better opportunity.
So if you're a seller, and I would say you're probably only going to list your home right now while there is a shelter in place and the pandemic, unless if you really need to. So yeah, I think that there are opportunities for buyers. I think probably in the beginning of the shelter in place order, we all process things different, right? And a lot of people like kind of just checked off and went off the grid. I think now as we're kind of hopefully getting closer, or we've at least kind of past 7 weeks or 6 weeks, people are kind of starting to think about getting back out there. And another thing about Compass, like the website traffic was up from March. So it means buyers are back online looking. And I think you do have to be in touch with your realtor, and like how we were talking about, buying a home is both a business decision, but also what other investment are you going to actually like live in too, right? So it's also very emotional. And I think you need to have a connection with your realtor, and they really need to have a clear picture of what you want. And while maybe you're not able to do like showings right now, it is good to have these conversations, kind of build a rapport and get to know, so that then when your realtor can really dial in on what you're looking for. Because I think when go time happens, it's going to be a busy summer. I think a lot of people, for example, let's say buying season, the spring season, generally people are doing that for schools, right? So they want to close on their house and move to whatever area before the kids start the next school year. I'd say, a lot of people maybe are not doing that, but then who knows, like come May or June, when this all kind of passes, we're probably going to see a bunch of inventory come on and a bunch of buyers that are ready to go.
So Katie, I thank you again for your time, because this was like so great. Thank you for letting me see my nephew too.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. But just before you go, for people who have questions that obviously we may not have been able to answer in this short time period, what's a good way of getting in touch with you? You're back on Instagram, which I'm happy to see that you're back on Instagram. So
you launched my Instagram. I'll be starting Kicking It with Katie again, which is my video series that I did. I've kind of revamped everything.
You're going to have to do some stuff in Farsi.
You know what?
Okay, Kati Khanum. Bashe?
Okay. Oh yeah, gosh. Yeah, I'm back on Instagram or phone, email. I'm
so you can, on your Instagram is at Katie Yazdanyar, or what is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so and they can obviously contact us if they need your information. But thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Be safe, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Bye guys. Thank you.